This is Gregatron. What's up? This is the review for Doctor Strange Part 2. And there's going to be some spoilers. Just so you know, spoiler alert. So, the premise of this movie, Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, has been having these visions in the form of dreams. And in these dreams, she has these kids who I guess she created and her little TV show, which I never watched, but somebody had explained that to me. So in the 616 universe, she wants to make these dreams a reality. And she will do anything just to make that happen, even if it means kill people. A lot of people. And that's what this movie's about. Really? That's what this movie's about? When I found that out, I was like, okay, really? But this whole movie could have been just about Doctor Strange trying to repair the damage he did in the Spider-Man movies. That would have made perfect sense, because in Spider-Man, shit went south. And then this whole movie could have been about expanding on the multiverse, which they did do that in this movie, but it could have just been about them learning about the concepts of the multiverse in different dimensions and all that good stuff. But instead of it being about learning about that and repairing the damage from the previous movie, they just made it about Wanda wanting to find these two kids and be the mother of these two kids. And Doctor Strange himself said, but what if these two kids don't want you? And she's pretty much like, oh, they will want me. They'll want me. But the plot to me was just stupid. Like, that's the best plot they could think of. She wants to go in different realities just to mother these two kids. They could have found a much better plot line. They could have even used Quicksilver as the plot line. She wants to go get her brother back, who was killed in, Ultron or whatever. But that was one of the worst plots I've seen in the MCU, probably since Iron Man 3, when the bad guy was like, you didn't meet me on that rooftop, so I'm going to be a supervillain. Like, don't get me wrong, the Scarlet Witch was a badass in this movie. She really was. But all that was just a waste. She was so damn powerful, it felt like it could have been like a Avengers movie instead of a Doctor Strange 2 movie. You know what I mean? Now, speaking of her being powerful, and I know I'm going to talk about Wanda a little bit more than Strange because she kind of took the shine. Speaking of how powerful she was like as dangerous as Thanos was in Infinity War. Remember that? She was just as dangerous, and here's why. So, another reason why I didn't like this movie was they pretty much threw the Illuminati out the window. It's like when they first introduced him, I was excited, I was happy, I was into it, because I wasn't feeling the movie before that. Then they were introduced and everything got better, just so they get ripped apart. Literally got ripped apart. Reed Richards, she pretty much just undid him like a ball of yarn. You know what I mean? And then she had the power to make Black Bolt's mouth go away. And this man didn't have enough sense to know not to yell while your mouth is closed, so he blew his own brains out. And then Charles Xavier, when he was talking to her in her mind, she ends up killing him in the mind, which is dang near impossible to do that to Charles because he's one of the most powerful psychics of all time. He was wiped out like he was nothing. Captain Carter, she got wiped out like she was nothing. And even their Captain Marvel pretty much got wiped out. It's like the Illuminati stood no chance against her. They were just one more stepping stone against her. That was it. So it's like their presence didn't change anything in that movie whatsoever. Zero. So that's why I say the movie's trash, because they introduced these great people who we all been wanting to see for years, but, Marvel didn't have the rights quite yet. Well, now they finally introduce them, and they're trash, which I know there's going to be different versions of these characters in different realities, because it's the multiverse, right? But she didn't have to just wipe them out like that. That was just horrible. And how many times has Charles Xavier died in the X-Men movies? You know what I mean? But it was just bad. Like, I like the Doctor Strange parts. Doctor Strange himself was good. It's like every part with Doctor Strange was nice, but every part with Wanda just made it all suck because of the reasoning behind why she's doing this. Just to get these two kids, just to find out these two kids didn't even want her. At that end scene, or towards the end scene, when she gets to the house, and the kids are like, "You're a monster, we don't want you." And she's like, "Oh no, I would never hurt you guys." They're like, "Yes, you would. Leave our mommy alone." And she's like, "I am your mommy." "No, you're not. That's our mom." And I'm like, this is so dumb. Like, didn't Strange already explain this to your dumb ass? Like, what if these kids don't want you? You're not really their mother. And she's like, "Oh yes, I am their mother." I'm like, come on. All this. And then the part how America, the girl, America, she had two moms as a kid. I'm like, y'all are really just forcing this agenda. A girl over here with two moms, and a woman over here who wants these two kids with no father, who I guess she supposedly created in the TV show, which I didn't know that. But like I said, let's talk about Doctor Strange for a second. The Doctor Strange parts were good, like I said, like the Zombie Strange, or whatever you want to call him. That was dope. But it's like everything that was dope got taken away. I just can't stress that enough. It just got taken away because of her. Like, you got this big, powerful, ultra super villain who's going around killing people, might I add, in different universes. Killing people with no hesitation, no regard for human life. She's killing mother lovers just for these two kids who she's never met before, who she doesn't know how they'll act when they meet her. And then they find out they don't want anything to do with her. So all this death was for nothing. All this death. And how do you come back from that? And I guess at the end, what did she do? She dropped a building on herself. A bunch of rubble collapsed on her. But as powerful as she is, that's not going to kill her. Because in combat, she couldn't die, right? Nobody was touching this woman. Ooh, let me talk about Captain Marvel real quick. She pretty much took out Captain Marvel too. Like, she was damn near nothing. Whereas our Captain Marvel in the MCU, or the 616, she was the most powerful creature known to mankind. More powerful than the Hulk and Thor put together. So you got Carol Danvers over here who can just slaughter anybody. Whereas the Captain Marvel in the 838 universe wasn't hardly worth a damn. So it just shows the inconsistency in the MCU. But, man, I forgot what I was just talking about before I got to Captain Marvel. Yeah, it was just bad. Like, Wong was good. America, she was pretty decent. But, man, let me know what you guys think, because this movie could have been way better. Like, the way Spider-Man introduced the multiverse, that was perfect. All I had to do was build on that, repair the damages. But this stuff here was not executed well at all. Like, zero. But Wanda was a badass villain just for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? So this could have been waited. They could have waited to do this in another Avengers type movie. You know what I mean? Because she was like as powerful as the Phoenix, which she is in the comics. She's like a level 5 mutant. But it felt too big to be a Doctor Strange 2 movie. You know what I mean? And I feel like the whole purpose of this movie was to just expand on the multiverse. To just show, oh, there's other Fantastic Fours out there. There's other Inhumans out there. There might be more Iron Mans out there. There might be more Avengers out there, more of this, more of that. But instead of just making a good movie, which is what they should have done, the whole purpose of this was just to expand on that, to build up for either Battle World or, later on Avengers versus X-Men. You know what I mean? But yeah, this movie itself could have been really good. But the MCU has a really bad habit of just making movies as a stepping stone to make future movies instead of just making good individual movies. So it had its purpose. Like I said, the purpose was to just expand. But in the meantime, it could have been a decent movie, but it just wasn't. So I give it a 4 out of 10. A 3 maybe, but I give it like a 4 at the most. Decent special effects, decent acting, decent music, but just the plot sucked, and the Illuminati sucked. So let me know what you think about it. Alright, peace.